What's going on, everybody? Welcome to this special emergency update of the Coastal Cast Live. I'm Andrew Houston, and we are tracking what seems or what could be some severe weather coming for our area on Sunday afternoon into the evening hours. Not going to be a complete washout, but we do run that risk of severe weather as we are moving through the day on Sunday, primarily between that 1 to 7 p.m. is where I'm kind of narrowing it down to based on the GFS models that I'm looking at and running through into the evening. So we're going to take a dive deep. This is the categorical outlook for tomorrow, for Saturday. You can see that enhanced risk of severe weather, including tornadoes. Very high risk of tornadoes for the areas in Louisiana into Alabama, over in and across all the way into Georgia. There's a marginal and slight risk of thunderstorms, severe weather. As this cold front that we will be looking at here, let's run through here. We'll go back one. So we've got this area of low pressure right here. You can see the warm front that's working its way through South Carolina. It's now a stationary front, just kind of slowly moving its way up northwesterly across the state of South Carolina. And that's kind of what's been bringing us our showers and precipitation here this morning into early afternoon today. That has since kind of cleared out a little bit. We will remain cloudy for the overnight hours. However, that is going to bring in a lot of warm, moist air. We're going to start, you can see this high pressure building over parts of, over the Atlantic, near parts of like Pennsylvania, Virginia, Maryland. High pressures just off the coast of New Jersey in the Atlantic here. That's ushering in some of these southeasterly winds. That's going to usher in a lot of that warm, moist air for tomorrow, and kind of set the script and set the scenario for that severe weather moving into Sunday and Sunday afternoon and early evening. You can see here, this is a map for Saturday. You can see that severe thunderstorm risk for Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama. Really heightened alerts down there as this system has spawned several tornadoes within Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama already. Alabama is what we're looking at on the radar here in the bottom portion of my screen. You can see that line of severe weather extending all the way up through Alabama into Tennessee area, Arkansas, Louisiana. So very large system that we're talking about here. This is a huge trough, which is a dip in the jet stream. And anytime you get that dip in the jet stream, there's most likely some severe weather in Dixie Alley and areas like that that tend to be a little bit warmer this time of year. So when you usher in those low pressure systems and those large troughs, you have cold air on one side mixing with that warm, moist air. And other factors such as wind shear, instability, so unstable air, and that creates the perfect formula for that severe weather and the risk of tornadoes. So they're seeing some massive supercells there in Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama. Texas just went through it. Texas is still in it this evening along that backside of that front. So not over yet for them, but it's slowly working its way towards us, and Sunday's going to be our day. So as we go back to these categorical outlooks, you can see on Sunday, we have that slight risk of severe weather, primarily going to be most likely west of the Conway area out towards Florence and the western portions of the state. However, that line ends right around Conway. So you can still see, severe weather within 25 miles of that ending point. So we run that risk. Horry County's definitely in it, Georgetown County, Florence. So we want to keep a close eye on that and understand that we could see that potential for severe weather. So we are going to be making Sunday a stay aware weather day, and we will be watching these systems very closely as they develop and work their way through. So, like I said, not going to be a complete washout, but we do run that risk, and we'll take a look at some models and kind of get an idea of where the GFS model is kind of pushing most of this severe weather threat for us at this current moment. But this is what we're looking at so far. As for the total probabilities of severe weather, 15% is covering the majority of our state. So you've got that 5% here in Myrtle Beach. Along the coast here, you're getting into a little bit more stable air as the waters are cool in the Atlantic. That's creating a little bit more stable atmosphere. We're going to have a lot of wind shear and upper level winds, and all of that moisture and that wind shear and those upper level winds kind of mixing together creates the perfect opportunity for the severe weather and the chance of a spin-off tornado or two that can't be counted out. So we want to keep that in the back of our heads and have a way to get warnings. There are apps for your phone. You can get weather radios. All of those things are great to be able to get warnings to and for your local area. Now, as we move into Sunday here on our fronts map, you can see that cold front and low pressure system is working its way through our area. It's pretty much right over Florence area at that point. This is valid 7 p.m. Sunday. So by 7 p.m. that front's working its way through. So like I said, between the hours of 1 to 7, maybe 10, 11 o'clock at night, we can see that risk. Chances are they're going to be well ahead of that front as it's starting to work through. So that 7 p.m. might be the time frame, 4 to 7 p.m. might be the hot hours for severe weather for our area. So definitely keep an eye on the sky as we kind of move through the late afternoon on Sunday, and enjoy the warm air while we have it, because there is going to be a dip in the jet stream and bring us some pretty cold air here as we kind of move through into the early portions of 2025. So let's take a peek at some model runs here. I'm going to go to upper air. We're going to take a look at those winds aloft for Sunday. So this is the 500 millibar height. All these lines here are the jet stream. So you can see right here, we've got that dip in the jet stream that's creating that low pressure system and funneling all of that cool air in and mixing with that warm air coming in off of the Gulf of Mexico. So let's fast forward here through Saturday. You can see that negative tilt there of the jet stream pushing its way across Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama. By Sunday, we are approaching that you can kind of see it once it wants to kind of eject towards the northeast, which is going to keep a little bit of that upper level wind kind of a little bit northwest of us. However, we're still run that risk for the severe weather. And these, again, are winds aloft. So as we move through Saturday into Sunday, this is going to be around 4 p.m. on Sunday. You can see that dip is still here. And the closer that these lines are together on the jet stream are stronger winds. So you can see at that point, we got really, really strong winds aloft and moving through. This is going to be right around 11, 12 o'clock at night. And still got that dip in the jet stream. So as we move into Monday, everything starts to move out. And by Tuesday, it's out of here. But we have another small system kind of working its way through and into the area. And we'll look at that here on the next model here. A lot going on with the jet stream. Jet stream really seems to be confused. we are in the South. We don't like winter weather. We don't like cold weather. So the jet stream needs to shift back north, I think, here. But this is showing us, a pretty cool, a much cooler next couple weeks here, as you can see this jet stream really at this point. This is out at the 9th, dipping down. We'll get into some of this on Sunday during our broadcast of the actual coastal cast. But for right now, we want to focus on Sunday as this cold front approaches and mixes with that warm, moist air. Let's take a peek at severe weather here. This is the supercell composite. This is going to show the probability for supercells. We're going to go here. This is the 21Z on Sunday. Actually, we'll go to the 15Z and kind of work our way through. So as you can see, Georgia's definitely in that severe risk here down into southern Georgia. And then, we're still in it here in South Carolina. This is So this is going to be around 4 o'clock on Sunday. You can see that supercell composite shows that small risk. It's not a large risk, but still looking at that 15% chance of severe weather across the state. Even into portions along the coast here, we're seeing a little bit of that supercell composite. Really, really thick here, and very, a little more of a risk over there in Georgia. However, South Carolina is not out of the question. Let's take a peek at, one more. This is unstable. So this is going to give us this stable and unstable air going out into Sunday. You can see there's a little bit of unstable air. If I can get this to work for me, it wants to keep skipping ahead. There we go. So around that 4 o'clock time, we do have some unstable air. And so that instability is kind of working with that upper level, those upper level winds and the wind shear here along the coast and within South Carolina to create that risk for that severe weather. I think our main threat is going to be through this area here, more of the central portion of the state, Columbia, Florence, west of Conway, could see that the higher potential for those supercells and severe weather to kind of form. Doesn't take us here on the coast out of the equation either, but I think our greatest risk is going to be that central portion of the state as we kind of work through the early evening on Sunday. So that's kind of where we're at right now. We will have some more information on this as we kind of move through the next 24 hours. By tomorrow night, we'll have a pretty good idea of what we're looking at, and a lot can change. But right now, the models are indicating, and they're all kind of working pretty closely together, that that risk of severe weather is possible on Sunday afternoon. So we will be back again with another special report here leading in towards Sunday. And again, on Sunday, we will be doing our normal coastal cast as normal. If anything changes, we will probably make it a little bit earlier. But at this point, right now, I'm going to maintain that scheduled time on Sunday. But we will be back tomorrow with another special report to kind of track this a little bit further and see where we're at. So, just realized that my screen didn't change for you. But anyway, we will work this all out here. So let's come back here to the supercell composite one more time here real quick. So now that you can see it, this is going to be Sunday 21Z. This thing does not like me very much here. So here's the 21Z. This is that 4 o'clock area. You can see that severe weather risk there for us. Like I said, a little more down in Georgia, but here you're looking at the small risk, like I said, more towards the middle portions and western portions of the state. But we do run that risk here. Let's take a look at the upper air. So here we are today, moving into, so here's today, moving through into Sunday. You can see that upper winds, and these lines are real close together. So that's indicating pretty heavy, strong upper level winds at that point, mixing with that warm, moist air coming out of the southeast and that unstable air. All create the perfect chemistry for severe weather. So we're going to keep a close eye on that as we kind of move through into Sunday. So anyway, we will be back tomorrow with another update, and we'll keep you guys well advised with posts throughout the day tomorrow as things change, and back tomorrow night with another Coastal Cast Live special report. So thank you for joining us tonight, and we will see you tomorrow.